Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Andre Hedlund, and I'm here to share with you a lesson plan, at least part of a lesson plan that I did about 2 weeks ago when I was traveling in Piauí. And basically, I was helping the teachers use the new material they adopted by National Geographic. It's called WorldLink, and I'm going to be doing Unit 10, the first lesson of Unit 10 from Book 1, okay? So let me share my screen with you. Okay. Basically, that's what I did. I started with this picture. This is a National Geographic photograph, so that's why it looks very, very cool. It's nothing special about this one, but I'll open it and then you can see better in a while. So I had them sit together in pairs and discuss, what do you think this man is doing? I had some very interesting answers. Some of them said he's probably taking a selfie. He may be in a concert waving his cell phone. And then I remember that Paul McCartney did that when he came to my city. He was playing Hey Jude and everybody started waving their cell phones. And nobody actually thought of the correct answer. And the correct answer is, oops, let me just go back here. The correct answer is they're searching for a phone signal in Somalia. Exactly. And I asked them, have you ever had to do this? Is that common for you? A lot of people said yes, especially when we go to the countryside. When we leave our city, sometimes on the road, we have to search for a phone signal. And then we went to lesson A, right? So this is the sequence of the book. Lesson A, using the telephone, video, a conference call in real life. So you have a word bank with the meaning of conference call, and you have activities A, B, and C, right? You know what I did? I completely skipped that part. So this was what I did. I went straight to vocabulary. And then I said, now I'm going to teach you some of the phrases that we have there. And then I used total physical response, basically. I just asked them to do everything that I was doing. So a lot of miming in the class. So I asked them to do this. Answer the phone. So they would have to do it exactly as I was doing. Answer the phone or answer the phone, right? To use more modern phones nowadays. Hang up the phone. Hang up the phone, right? Hang up the phone. They had to repeat and do exactly as I did, right? Turn on the phone. That was a funny part of the lesson because turn on the phone and turn off the phone, they look exactly the same, right? So everybody laughed. And then I said mute the phone. So I did, basically I was using a lot of mimic, a lot of miming in the lesson, right? Be on the phone, talk on the phone, borrow, call someone. We did the whole thing. And then we did send a text message. So I did basically like this, right? Send a message, send a message, send a message, perfect. After practicing a couple of times, I checked if they got it. So I asked them to close their books, and then I would say, turn off the phone. And they had to do, the gesture, right? Answer your phone, hang up the phone. And to make things more interesting, they could not use their own phones. They had to use whatever objects that they had on their desks or simply their hands. And everybody had fun. We drilled a couple of times. And then we went to activity B. So we went to activity B. But I didn't really ask them to do this individually. I asked them to sit together in pairs. And one student in the pair had to read the exercise and the other student had to answer. So the second student didn't have the book open. So they had to remember the vocabulary that they were taught, right? And then after student 1 did 1, 2, and 3, student 2 opened their book and read 4 and 5, and student 1 had to answer. So just to do some active retrieval to see if they really understood the vocabulary, right? And then at the end, everybody had to do the exercise in their own books, right? So we checked, we corrected the exercise. But the interesting thing here, throughout the whole lesson, I would come back to the TPR. So I would say, okay, guys, how do you answer the phone? And then they had to. How do you hang up the phone? Every time I would go back to the vocabulary that they learned, right? I think it's very important to do a lot of drilling here because you have a considerable amount of vocabulary that you want them to consolidate anyway. After this, we did something a little more fun. Work with a partner, choose one of the dialogues in B, add 2 more lines to it, and then perform your dialogue for another pair. So I actually asked them to take 1 and 2 and 3, basically, the activities 1, 2, and 3 here in exercise B, and change using the vocabulary so they could even pick something different from this vocabulary bank here. And they had to write. So they had to write down a dialogue, and they had to go around with this dialogue looking for people to practice with. So I wanted to make it more interactive. I wanted them to stand up, to go around a bit, because normally they get tired, and you know, to get the blood flow going. And it worked very well. They were very excited to do it. And again, at the end of the exercise, I would go back to the TPR, answer the phone, turn on the phone, turn off the phone. I would normally do something like, okay, turn on the phone, right? And turn on the phone. And then I would say, now pay attention because this is very difficult. Turn off the phone. So people would laugh. The atmosphere was great. They really liked it. And then I did something interesting. I went back to this part. So the part that I skipped, right? The video, the conference call. And I asked them to write on a slip of paper 3 interesting uses for a conference call. Why are conference calls useful? So they had to write something. And again, I asked them to circle, to go around the classroom and look for people who had written similar ideas, and to sit together with those people. And they did. It was a very nice moment. Everybody was enjoying the class. Everybody was laughing. And then they sat together. And then I played the video, right? So I played the video. It's about a conference call in real life. So you have people getting in late. You have people answering the phone during the conference call. We have people, you know, breaking up. So they actually put together some people from this company as if they were in a virtual conference call, but in real life. So it's really funny. And then we talked about this exercise here, the challenges of a conference call. We compared with the slips of paper they had written. And then, so we basically skipped lesson C, exercise C. Do you think conference calls are useful? Because we did before, right? And then for homework, we didn't get to do that, but I told them that I had done this with one of my groups. I asked them to get the vocabulary that we had worked with right here. So I asked them to write flashcards, to make flashcards. So instead of writing, you know, the phrase and the translation or anything like that, I asked them to draw. And the drawing could be very good, could be very professional, or maybe it would be not as good as beautiful. That's why I put them into different groups. So every group had to make the same flashcards, and they had to draw as they normally draw, and then write the phrase on the back, right? And then at the end, we would get the best flashcards. We would vote for the best flashcards. We would take the flashcards and put on the table, and then every student would have to come to the table and take a picture using their cell phone. So we're using the object that we're studying, take a picture to, you know, to have a reference at home and make their flashcards with the reference. So the process of making a flashcard is very important for you to learn vocabulary, right? And that was basically homework. So use the photo you took with your cell phone and make your own flashcards so that you can study every couple of days using what we call spaced repetition or distributed practice to really consolidate that learning, right? So what I want to ask you now is, do you think I sacrificed anything by changing the order of this lesson? Do you think that because I chose to start from this, so I didn't really show them that we were going to talk about telephoning, I made them curious. Do you think that maybe that was not the best way to start the lesson? Or that because I made them curious, it was better? So I just want you to reflect on those things and give me some feedback if you can. This is on my blog, okay? And that's it. And the idea here is you don't really have to follow the sequence of the book if you think you can do it better. And to be quite honest, I would many times skip the conference call video and I would use a post-it. So I have here some post-its. Let me show you guys. Very small, yeah, markers actually. So I would ask my students to use that to mark exercise 1 we didn't do last class, so we're probably going back to this exercise someday, maybe even the next class to check if consolidation occurred, or maybe we can just skip it because it's not that interesting and I found a better video or a magazine or anything. So I want you to give me some feedback if you can, and I hope you liked the lesson, okay? That's it, bye-bye. And Mr. Trunk would like to say bye too. See you guys.